Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well, and welcome to the Citizen channel. And it's a big match review, isn't it? Yes, a win at Anfield. There we go. Now, I've not said that much certainly for 18 years. I don't think I certainly weren't doing these vlogs when it last time we won at Anfield. That's for sure. So. I'm not even sure whether it was live on the telly. I still didn't get to the game, unfortunately. But yeah, 2003, wasn't it? I went to the one before that, though. I think was it back in the day. I can't even remember now. Was it the 80s? I'm not too sure now. So I think it was Christmas time. My head can't think back that often. But hey, what a fantastic win. Liverpool 1, Manchester City 4. Not too shabby, was it? 7th of February, 4:30 p.m. at Anfield. So I'm going to have a look at that today with a match analysis, of course, with Phil Bannage's descriptions of the goals thrown in. Of course, my ratings, Manchester Evening News ratings, my little summation of the game, and how Liverpool going to be doing from now on, and how we're going to be doing. I think we're 1-20 on now to win the league. Yeah, do you fancy laying that? Sure. Right. Yeah, we'll have our quirky stats, of course. Any conclusions we can make from that game going forward anyway. And obviously we're top of the league still, aren't we? That's all that matters. And some comments as well from ex-players as well as current players. It's quite interesting. Please, if you're new to the channel, you enjoy it. I try and inform and entertain as we go through here. Please push that subscribe button. I'm trying to get to 700 by the end of February. You can help me out towards that. Fantastic if you're not subbed already. Or tell your City supporting mates about me, please. If you can pass the word, share the information, get people on, that'd be fantastic. If you can do that for me, of course. The City present, City past, City quizzes, City magazine vlogs, lots of stuff out there for City. And you also see some film and TV stuff as well. If that's of any interest, if it's not, don't worry about it. There's plenty of football stuff, but I do little film reviews, drama reviews, information vlogs on DVD releases and stuff like that. So you can, if you're interested in that, have a look at my film and TV channel, or if you know anyone who might be interested in that, point them in my direction again and get them to sub. That'd be fantastic. I try and inform and entertain on there as well. And there's a couple of links on screen for Facebook and Twitter. So if you follow and friend me on there, I do check every 2 or 3 days and try and follow and friend everyone back on there. So that's fantastic. Any comments, please? As the subscribers rise, the comments are rising. That's great. It's great to have all your comments and thoughts and memories, etc., etc. And please, if you can't comment, if you can give us a little thumbs up, it's nice to know. It's nice to get loads of views, but it's nice to get thumbs up as well. That's fantastic if you can do that. Right, City starting lineup. Yeah, 2 changes to the Burnley game, which interesting. Ederson, Cancelo, Diaz, Stones, Zinchenko, Rodri, Gundogan, Bernardo, Mahrez, Foden and Sterling. On the bench, Stefan, Jesus, Laporte, Torres, Mendy, Fernandinho, Garcia, Doyle and Bernabé. Yeah, I mean, I got 8 right. Yeah, I thought it might be a little bit more positive. I don't think playing Mahrez and Zinchenko was perhaps a positive move. It didn't turn out too bad sort of in the end, did it? Obviously, once things were switched around a little bit, and certainly Zinchenko didn't play that bad. Certainly didn't let us down, did he? Particularly, but yeah, it was an okay team. There wasn't much discord before it. On social media, there's just the odd thing. I mean, we got Lewis and Jordan, of course, at City Extra. They commented, an interesting lineup. I wonder who is up top. I have Sterling hat-trick at 70-1. Not quite, mate. A couple of goals short. SARS Citizen at Sarthak_MCFC. Trust me, every City fan is worried about Zinchenko versus Salah. Well, it wasn't that great, Salah, was he? Pi at Pep_era, I think it is. Salah versus Zinchenko. Mane versus Cancelo. We are done today. All the negativity. Yeah, Daps at DJ_Daps. Happy Zinchenko is starting. Shows we're going to control the game and try and pin Liverpool back. I don't know if that's a bit tongue-in-cheek. I'm not too sure on that one. And Mark McLaughlin at Chartered Tax. Zinchenko. Not sure. He did all right. I wouldn't say he was great, but he did all right, didn't he? He got shown up a couple of times, but even seasoned defenders would get shown up against 2 or 3 of the Liverpool players. The referee and the linesman. The referee was Michael Oliver. Assistants, or the lineals, Stuart Burt, Simon Bennett. 4th official, Chris Kavanagh. VAR Paul Turney. Well, assistant Konstantin Atzadikas. Cassis, whatever his name is. Right, let's go on to the match summations and stats. I think we can get through the first half quite quickly, can't we? Yeah, I mean, early doors, Ederson does his... Well, he did a sort of precursor of the Alisson thing, didn't he? Did do his best to give the ball straight to Mane, who strangely enough, instead of attacking with the ball, sort of went backwards with it. And that was some of the early stuff from Liverpool. They weren't exactly... not the usually gung-ho Liverpool. They did come into it more, obviously, after about 15-20 minutes. But, yeah, they were a bit more restrained. Yeah, so Mane didn't take advantage of Ederson's mess up like we perhaps took advantage of a certain other Brazilian goalkeeper's mess-ups later on. 3 minutes, yeah, Thiago, is it? Or Thiago, I don't know how he pronounces his silly name. He tries to take out Gundogan. I mean, that's just a typical go. I think Phil Banerjee commented, going back to old Tommy Smith in the old days, if you remember Tommy Smith. That was he tried to take Gundogan out there, which fortunately it did look bad, but yeah, it's not always, you can't always tell with Gundo. He's one of these, some guys, you know, if they go down they're hurt. You don't really know with Gundo. It's a bit like Rodri. If he goes down, you probably think he's play acting, but I think he was all right. I think he got back up to speed anyway quite quickly. Although he had a bit of a dire first half, but not many. Most City players did, unfortunately. 24 minutes, Mane should have really done better with that header, shouldn't he? It just went over. Really, you think he would have hit the target. So obviously they missed an opportunity there. 29 minutes, Ederson made a comfortable save from a Firmino strike. 36 minutes, yeah, there we go. Could be 1-0, couldn't it? Could be 1-0. Sterling jinx and earns City a penalty. Yeah, I mean, all credit to Oliver. He wasn't great yesterday, but yeah, he saw that and give it, which was nice. And obviously, did he have any option? I'm not too sure. So a nice penalty. Yeah, Mr. Gundogan with that sort of side run. I mean, just run up properly. Why did he stand to one side? I mean, it's one of the worst run-ups I've ever seen. One of the worst penalties, but we've seen plenty of it. I would say one of the worst, but we get used to it, don't we? So we're going to have to sort that penalty thing out again if KDB's not around, and even he's not guaranteed spot on. Is he? Surely we've got like Diaz or Stones can take penalties. You usually get a defender who's good at it, can't you? So yeah, give someone a go, because this is pathetic. I mean, obviously it didn't come back to bite us, but it could have done. So a shocking penalty by Gundogan. A bit of a comment from Sterling later on, and a comment from Gundo about it as well, which he could do after the game turned out as it did. But I don't think he would have commented otherwise. But we'll get onto that later on. Yeah, so 9:30, 0-0. I think Liverpool were the better team, to be honest with you. I think we seemed to lack ideas. We weren't making the best of people like Foden. I'm not sure what formation we were playing. It certainly wasn't working, unfortunately. And of course, having Mahrez there sort of slows everything down, isn't it? You can't really slow everything down against Liverpool. You got to be up at it. You got to be fast. We did play all right. We closed down pretty well that first half, and I just thought Liverpool were by far the better team that first half. So fortunately, Pep decided to make a tactical adjustment, didn't he? Which is nice. I think we all cried out for it into a 4-4-2 with Bernardo up alongside Foden. I mean, Bernardo, I say, he never stops, and I can't remember him giving the ball away yesterday. He had a great game. Yeah, 49 minutes, yeah, we didn't have long to wait. Over to Mr. Banerjee for the description of the first goal. Phil Foden played the ball out to the left to Sterling in an exciting attack. Sterling dribbled his way into the box through inside left and cannily fed Foden, whose powerful shot was parried by Alisson. Gundogan swept the ball into the roof of the net. 1-0, there you go. So a 1-0 up. Cool, calm, and we sort of went on the offensive then, didn't we? 62 minutes though. It was Liverpool who scored next. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything further from that. An error by Diaz. I mean, unfortunately, it looked as though Stones was going to get there anyway, because I think Salah had put too much on it. But of course, if you're going to touch Salah, he's going to go down. It's as simple as that. We know what it is. I mean, our defenders should know that. Diaz, I mean, surely we have these meetings, these players' meetings, to talk about players, and the fact you put your arm on Salah in the box, he's going to go down. Try not, please. Just a bit of use a bit of that. You know, I do love Diaz, and he's played really great. But and as I said, the worst of it was, I think Stones would have probably cut it out as well. So I mean, obviously that's why he only got booked anyway, because Stones was there covering up. But so it was needless. It turned out all right in the end, didn't it? But they're not going to miss penalties, are they? So yeah, but I mean, someone said on Twitter, you know, who was on the grassy knoll to take Salah out. Absolutely pathetic. They should be fined. I mean, they should be fined afterwards. I mean, there's no way whatever Diaz did to him, made him fling his arms up in the air and dive like a Mary Ellen. And it's just ridiculous. There's a couple of images of him later on, which we'll share. A bit of fun anyway on Salah's expense, because he's. I don't mind his talent. I don't like cheats, and he's a cheat basically, and I don't like that. So it's 1-1. I mean, he takes a good penalty though, doesn't he, unfortunately? Yeah, but I don't think that's put City off. I think we actually didn't worry about that. We seemed to still play and keep positive and keep on the offensive, as though we knew Liverpool would sort of weaken and start making mistakes. On 72 minutes, big change, bringing Jesus on, brought his legs on. I thought, obviously, I would have liked to see him a bit sooner than 72 minutes, but it took Mahrez off. On 73 minutes, over to Phil Banerjee again. It was 2-1, of course. Alisson dallied on the ball, trying to be clever, but Jesus closed him down with persistence. Eventually, Alisson squared the ball to Fabinho, and his hurried clearance went straight to Zinchenko, who had pushed into midfield. Zinchenko played the ball forward with purpose, but the ball pinball back to the Liverpool keeper. So he's got another chance, hasn't he? Rather rashly, Alisson passed the ball straight to Foden. Well, you would do, wouldn't you? Who sped past Henderson and Robertson and cut the ball back with the outside of his left foot. It was sweet, that, wasn't it? Just a little nudge over for waiting Gundogan, who swept the ball in off the underside of the bar from close in. I think he was playing for the bar just to make it look good, wasn't he? So that was 2-1. And then, there we go, 76 minutes, over to Phil again. 3-1. City ruthlessly capitalised on another error to make it 3-1 within 3 minutes. Alisson still didn't learn from his mistakes and gave the ball away again to cold feet, didn't he? Again to Bernardo, who ran to the right-hand byline and skillfully lofted a cross for Sterling. Yeah, it was fantastic. I mean, there's no marking on Sterling, was there? He was just waiting there, and Bernardo did exactly the right thing. He stooped to head it in. It was great to see Sterling and Bernardo happy and smiling. It certainly was. Sterling has taken so much abuse at Anfield and elsewhere, and Bernardo had a tough time last season. It would have been nice, a crowd there. Then again, it might have been a different game with a crowd there, mightn't it? He could have enjoyed it even more. Again, on 83 minutes, over to Phil Banerjee again, 4-1. Phil Foden saved the best for last in the 78th minute when he cut inside Robertson and fired a shot. Terrific power and pace into the top left-hand corner to make it 4-1. Foden's close control and pace were breathtaking. Unstoppable strike were truly world-class. It did remind me, actually, of Sean Wright-Phillips. You think of the derby, the game at the Etihad against United. Was it the first derby at the Etihad? Obviously, to make it, I think that made it 4-1, didn't it? It reminded me of that. Obviously, he didn't pick the ball up as far away. He picked up on, obviously, I was sort of right behind him. We were on the front row of what we called the Kippax when we first moved, obviously. But yeah, he moved a lot further into Sean Wright-Phillips. But it did remind me of that, the way he finished it, and fantastic from Foden. So there you go. Yeah, most of the highlights were the goals. There wasn't much else to talk about. We were totally pretty dominant, weren't we? My little ref watch, VAR watch, that I've just put not fit for purpose. I don't think there was that. A couple of okay decisions, but overall there was certain things happening and fouls that were let go and stuff happening that wasn't picked up upon, and VAR didn't look as though it was looking at things. I mean, I don't know. I'm not going to mark it today. I'll just say not fit for purpose. I don't know what happens to VAR at Anfield and Old Trafford. They don't draw lines. They don't do various things. I'm not sure what is it a different rule at Old Trafford and Anfield. I'm not sure, but they're not fit for purpose anyway at Anfield or Old Trafford, and they don't have cameras. They don't even have cameras in the stadium. They should be banned for that, shouldn't they? I mean, big teams like that, they don't even have big screens in their own stadiums. Absolutely ridiculous. Match stats. Shots 8 for Liverpool, 8 for City. On target 3 for Liverpool, 5 for City. Possession 56% Liverpool, so only 44 for City. Passes 638 for Liverpool, 513 for City. Completion 88% pass completion for Liverpool, 85% for City. Very, very low. That did surprise me a little bit. It didn't seem that bad on the day. Fouls 13 by Liverpool. Yeah, they were a little bit dirty yesterday. Well, you know. Yeah, they were dirty, yeah. 8 by City. Corners 6 for City and just 1. 6 for Liverpool, just 1 for City. Or just 1 corner. That's not many, is it, really? Player ratings, here we go. Simon Pekowski. My starting score's got to be 7, but if any players get 6 or 6.5, well, it's not particularly bad. It's just that a 4-1 scoreline at Anfield, that has to be a 7, but not everyone was quite up to it. yesterday, even though it was a wonderful game and a wonderful score. You know, I can't say all the players were fantastic yesterday. And even though some of them did improve second half, some of them had a pretty bang average first half. So obviously, interesting scores today. Anyway, I'll read Simon's out and then I'll give my little comments. Edison, alarm bell early on, yes, when he sprayed the ball straight to Mane, but solid enough afterwards. Could do nothing with the penalty, yes. So Simon's giving me 7. Yeah, I'll give him a standard 7. I'll forgive him that pass. I don't know what that pass was, but as I said, I think Alisson tried to do it a little bit better, and he did, didn't he? Cancelo, unable to get forward as often as he would like, as City struggled in the middle, won some important defensive duels, but also lost a few. He should have come out on top. And yeah, there's a couple where sort of Liverpool players just basically ran through him. Simon's given him a 6. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 6. He had to defend yesterday, and he ain't a defender based on what I saw yesterday. No, he's not. He's not a defender. He's much happier going up, and he wasn't really allowed to do that yesterday. Stones exactly where he needed to be all of the time. Confident making blocks in his own area. Confident stepping up to intercept, and confident stepping out to move the ball into midfield. Almost another winner in a big game. He's given him an 8. Yeah, I give him an 8 absolutely. But I think that's one of my highest scores. But surprisingly enough, I'm not. Perhaps not going to give him man of the match, but I'll give him. I'll share the 8. But we'll talk about, as I say, just because they get the high score doesn't always mean I'm going to give him man of the match. To be honest, but hey, so he's not getting it anyways. You'll know that now. Diaz, the left side defence was targeted early on, and Diaz's lack of a left foot did not help. Made some useful clearances, but a rare error popped up at the worst moment. It certainly did. Even if Salah made the most of the contacts in the box, he certainly did. So Simon's given him a 6. I've only given him a 5.5. He had a poor game against Burnley. I think he had another poor game yesterday, made worse by the penalty. It wasn't just a penalty, he was making errors, odd errors as well. I noticed, as I say, I have my little crosses on my sheet of paper. So yeah, I'm only going to give him a 5.5 again. I know it's much lower than the 7, but I just thought he had that's 2 bad games now. I'm sure he'll get over it, but because he still did things okay. Don't get me wrong, he was still massive in the air and etc. But yeah, I just think 2 or 3 little mistakes are creeping into his game. Zinchenko probably just about justified his start ahead of Laporte, even if Salah gave him some uncomfortable moments. He was a significant part in City's left being the attacking flank they had and the most joy down. Yeah, let's give him a 6. Yeah, I'll give him 6.5. I thought 6 is a bit mean, but I've only given 6.5. I thought he played okay, but I wasn't, I wasn't overly impressed, but he did a good enough job. Rodri, another effective performance showing why Fernandinho is usually on the bench. He was quick and calmer than most of his teammates in the early stages and played some lovely balls forward. Yeah, let's give Rodri a 7. I give Rodri a 7 as well. I didn't see him do too much wrong. He did 2 or 3 things right. So yeah, I'll give him a standard 7. Nothing fantastic, but just did enough. Bernardo, a quieter afternoon he would have liked, but was alive when it mattered to scoot the ball over Alisson for Sterling to nod in. Yeah, let's give him a 7. I'd give him a 7.5. I thought it was non-stop. I don't think he ever gave the ball away that I can remember. And that's what you need against Liverpool. You need players who are going to hold on to the ball and not give it away. Gundogan, a horrible penalty miss, was followed by not 1 but 2 goals. His courage and character won the day and the game for City, even if it wasn't his best performance. Yeah, he's only given him a 7. I give him 7.5. I mean, he was literally saved from between a 5 and a 6 by his 2 goals, because overall, certainly the first half, he was pretty bad. I don't know if he was obviously influenced by that tackle he took early on. I'm not too sure, but yeah, I'll give him a 7.5 because he scored a couple of goals. But as I say, that it would have been 5 or 6 without the 2 goals, because I don't think his overall contribution was fantastic. Sterling, undeniably his most fruitful performance at Anfield, a driving run into the box on City's penalty. Another made the first goal, and he even got his first goal at this ground since moving to City in 2015. So he's given him an 8. Yep, I'm going to give him an 8 as well. Better. Certainly not perfect, but given the circumstances, being Anfield, etc., I thought it was okay yesterday. I'm going to give him an 8. He did score, and he did worry the Liverpool defence. So I've been kind, but I think under the circumstances, I'm an old softy heart sometimes. Yeah, I'd give him an 8. Mahrez, playing predominantly on the right, he struggled to get involved with little direct support from Cancelo. He didn't. In behind, and no surprise that he was the first to be substituted. Give him a 5. That's a bit harsh. 5. I'll give him 6.5. I'll give him less than average, but I do give Mahrez a 6.5. He was okay. He did struggle a bit, but he wasn't totally awful. But I don't think he should have been playing in the first place. So, but it was okay. But say not quite up to standard. Foden too isolated in the first half. He had more joy when roaming more after the break. And his central role in the first goal and was even better for the second, growing in confidence as the Liverpool defence faltered. Then he goes and scores a screamer. Yeah, so he's got Simon's biggest mark. So I think Simon's made him Phil Foden man of the match, and a lot of people did. Again, I'd give him 8, so I've put him on a par with Stones and Sterling onto there. I think he was better when Pep changed. I thought he was anonymous the first half, but I thought he was tons better in the second half and the goal as well. So I'll give him an 8. Substitutes Jesus for Mahrez. 72 minutes. He's pressing, hurried Alisson into messing up for the second goal. Yeah, he's giving him a 7. I'm going to give him a good 7. He harried for 20 minutes as well, and I would have liked to see him a little bit earlier. I would have liked to see him start the game. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not going to go with Phil Foden. I mean, it was between Foden for me and Sterling. I know I'm going to book the trend. I'm sick of going with what everyone else thinks. I'll give it Sterling, who certainly worked for the full 90, even when most of the City players didn't do too much the first half, including Foden. I thought Sterling did okay, and I think he kept going. He got his goal, and he was always a threat. And given the circumstances, yeah, I'm gonna give it Mr. Sterling. I'm gonna spread the love to Raheem. Yeah. So my little conclusion: Liverpool, they do have some problems in defence. I don't need to tell you that. They all know that. Alisson was dreadful, but then again, some of his defenders weren't fantastic either. All the people played in defence. As I say, I'm not too sure about their players who are playing there, whether the midfielders or whoever's doing that. I'm not too sure. I mean, even up front, I mean, they had 2 or 3 really good chances. Mane had a good chance, didn't he? He should have done better with. And that's the thing. If they're not firing, and Salah, apart from the dive, I don't think he was that, did he do that much? I'm not too sure. I mean, but at least now that invincibility cloak has slipped, isn't it? Teams are always already a goal or 2 down when they sort of come out to face Liverpool. And we've seen with the Burnley defeat recently and the defeat the other night, can't remember, I've slipped my mind now, with those recent 2 defeats plus ours now, that invincibility cloak has slipped, but they're still capable of top 4 finish, of course. They're not that bad, and I think they will get a top 4 finish once we get 1 or 2 players back, perhaps. But I don't think they're going to worry, fingers crossed. I don't think they can come back and worry us now. City, yeah, in fact, Pep played it a little bit cagey, I thought, that first half. The team, certainly a couple of the players in that team were sort of not who I would have gone for. I would have wanted the pace of people like Torres, perhaps, and Jesus, the youth and the exuberance, to be honest with you, the energy against teams like Liverpool. So he was a little bit, but he did it right. He got to half time. We got in at half time 0-0, didn't we? So he did change it round. He didn't stick with the same, did he? At least he changed it, even though it was 0-0. And it sort of worked. And as soon as Jesus came on as well, that sort of even better. I mean, even up the pace, etc. So. And it was good to see at 1-1, even when they went 1-1, our heads didn't go down. We still played some good form. We went on the front foot, even though they did just equalised. I think it could have easily knocked us stuffing out, wasn't it? Would have done in the past, but no, we went back on the attack, which is fantastic. Yeah, some of the comments, there's a couple up there on there. Of course, I was talking about Ilkay Gundogan before, and obviously he joked about it. Obviously he could do after the game, couldn't he? But obviously when they tell you it's Super Bowl and a field goal is worth 3 points. So yeah, it is funny on, obviously given the situation as it panned out. But obviously he wouldn't have come up with that if he hadn't have scored a couple of goals and we hadn't got a 4-1 victory, would he? And it's nice to see Raheem Sterling commenting, "Welcome to the club, bro." Yeah, I mean he's got previous himself, hasn't he, Raheem? So he knows all about that one. What other comments? We've got some other comments. There's a great image there of them walking out of Anfield gates, aren't they, of Raheem, Pep and Gundogan, that's done the rounds. Air of confidence about the swagger in the step there, isn't there, coming out of the ground. On Manchester City, a statement victory, and it's nice to see. I mean, that wasn't after the game. It was quite. I must admit, I did say was Ederson loitering on the edge of the area when Foden scored his goal, because he sort of joined in the celebrations very quickly. So it was good to see Ederson joining in. Obviously, out of context, Ederson, where obviously he must have been stood on the halfway line. He was one of the first to congratulate Foden, I think, so that was quite funny. Yeah, and we got there's a few people commented on the Klopp and the cold feet thing, and obviously put the photoshopped Mr. Klopp into the cold feet cast castle. Yeah, it's a couple, 2 or 3 people have done that. And there's the one with the I Love Diaz, Ruben Diaz dragging Zinchenko by the head to position him behind the wall. Yeah, I sort of literally just, but I mean, I was a bit perplexed because he had his back to them. It's have a bit of nous, mate. Turn and face the ball. Turn and face where the ball is so you can see what's going on. I mean, to lie behind and just have your back to it. I mean, what's the point of that? I mean, it's bloody stupid. Mad. Just get your face to. Just cover your bits and lie facing the ball, not with your back to it. Anyway, so. That was interesting. Yeah, and there was a lovely image, wasn't it, of Salah there, obviously with his arms up there, and obviously he has another little job, doesn't he, on forecourts in his spare time, and these things that fly around. That's his day, that's his night job. Obviously, his day job's football and diving. His night job's on gas station forecourts and stuff, or carpet warehouse forecourts, doing his impressions. That was quite a good image. Manchester City posted the wait is over, 2003 to 2021. Obviously, we've got a picture of Foden celebrating. And, of course, Mr. Anelka in the background, who obviously back in 2003 helped towards our victory then. And obviously, Phil Foden comment there. Not every day that happens at Anfield a special moment. It certainly was. And, an ex-player, Mr. Leroy Sané, in answer to Gundogan's statement about the win. Gundo goal, my boy doesn't stop scoring. Amazing win. Congrats to everyone at City. Perhaps if Leroy had shown a bit more passion like that, we would have, he perhaps would have stayed and we would have been all right. But there you go. Quirky stats just to almost finish us off. Up to Joe. 4 of the last 6 penalties to have missed the targets completely in the Premier League have been by Manchester City players, with 3 of those coming against Liverpool. Mahrez in October 2018, De Bruyne in November 2020, and Gundogan today. Salah's penalty has ended Liverpool's run of 410 minutes without Premier League goal. Well done, lads. And also ended a run of 602 minutes without conceding a goal home and away in the competition for City. Gutted. Since netting his very first goal of the season on December the 15th, City's Ilkay Gundogan scored at least 2 more league goals than any other Premier League player over this period, with 8 goals. Raheem Sterling is only the 3rd player to score 100 plus goals in all competitions under Pep Guardiola in his top flight career, after Lionel Messi 211 and Sergio Aguero 120. City have now equalled the all-time winning run by an English top flight side across all competitions, winning each of their last 14 matches, the same number as Preston ending in 1892 and Arsenal ending in 1987. Well done, City. 20 years, 255 days. Phil Foden is the youngest player to score and assist in a Premier League game against Liverpool at Anfield. Phil Foden has now scored 10 goals across all competitions this season, amongst those in double figures across Europe's top 5 leagues. Only Erling Haaland, 20 years, 201 days, is younger than Foden. There you go. Stat City. Man City have scored 4 goals in a competitive fixture at Anfield for the first time since 1937, and I wasn't there. Shut up. Alexander Zinchenko is making his 50th Premier League appearance. Well done, Zinchenko. You played okay. And some of the headlines and comments that we talk about on the City site. City thrashed Liverpool to end Anfield jinx. Of course we did. And in the papers, let's have a look. The Mirror. Alisson Blunderland. Klopp admits his keeper's calamities cost them as Reds fell 10 points behind City. Now 20-1 on for the title. Great back page there. Inside, Crown and out. Liverpool's title fire has been doused. Now nothing can stop City becoming champions. Well, I think something could, but Pep's prediction is now fulfilled. The big match facts. Oh, great images there. Crown and out. Not bad, is it? And the Star, alley-oops. Keeper caught cold to crush title hopes. Oh, what a shame. I mean, his defence weren't very great either, were they? I mean, I know they're picking on Alisson, but not his defence as well. Bucket twist. Pep's fury turns to joy as Alisson hands him keys to the title. Some great images of the goals there. Fantastic stuff. And finally, our own lovely MEN, Liverpool 1, City 4, perfect 10. Stunning Blues go 10 clear of Liverpool with 10th straight win. Great celebrations there. Inside, Super City produce a display of champions. Yes, we do. There we go with these ratings that I've told you about. And there's other ones inside here in the MEN. Foden, now we can go on and win the title. Pep may use his head for spot kicks. I can't see that. I can't see him using Edison for spot kicks. As I said, there's got to be a defender, Stones, or one of the defenders who's Diaz or Stones must be able to hit a penalty. Some defenders can't they? Right, well there you go. Thanks for joining. Nearly half an hour. Sorry about that, but it's a big day, wasn't it? A big day, a big win. Thanks for joining anyway for this, and happy days, wasn't it? Fantastic, yeah. Onwards and upwards. Yeah, even I'm confident we might be able to go on now. We've got a couple of tough games, haven't we? Tottenham, Arsenal coming up, have we? Everton as well. I tell you what, if we win the next 3 or 4, then yeah, I will probably say yes, it's ours. But it's only us can lose it by that stage. If we get through the next 4 or 5 league games with victories, that'll be absolutely fantastic. Let's see, eh? Let's hope. Yeah, so thanks for joining. I'll be back with a preview of the FA Cup. We're going to the FA Cup 5th round match at Liberty Stadium on Wednesday. So I'll be back with a preview of that on Tuesday. A little bit of history about Swansea and our matches. We've not played many in the FA Cup against them, but we'll dig something out. And of course, please check out my recent Citizen Channel posts, including that was the week that was for the Sheffield United and Burnley games, a little family quiz. Fantastic. Come on, City. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this big match analysis and review. Whatever you got to do this day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Till we meet again here on the Citizen Channel, or perhaps you flit across to have a look at my film and TV channel, have a look what I'm doing on there. Whatever it is, all I ever ask of you is please stay safe, Blues. Yeah, come on, City, top of the league. We can do it. Raheem Sterling, he's top of the league. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you all soon. Bye-bye.